السلام عليكم فضيلة الدكتور حاتم.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. الله يبارك فيكم.
Jazakumullah khair for making time, inshallah, to be with us in the upcoming AMJA 22nd Annual Conference for Imams. And we just wanted to ask you, what will your topics of your research be tackling?
بسم الله الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه. It will be about AI. It will be about not necessarily AI in general, but particularly the concept of dual use AI, building dual use AI technologies, and our evaluation from the perspective of Sharia that is based on our understanding of the sort of the benefits and the risks associated with this dual use technology. So the paper, inshallah, will address different issues pertaining to the dual use AI. So we will talk about historical precedent or legal precedents in our tradition, dual use, basically items. So you could think of many things. One of the things that are commonly invoked in these discussions would be selling grapes to someone who could press them into wine. And would that be permissible or not? So they could still eat it. They could make like any good use of it, but they could use it also to make wine. So that's an important precedent. We'll talk about some other issues, selling like weapons, for instance, in the time of civil strife and things of that nature. Also, um, things like hiring one's labor and leasing the benefits of objects to someone who may use them for halal and haram without us knowing whether it will be used for halal or haram, or certainly when it comes to the level of probability, that's certainly consequential in this discussion. So we'll talk about, when it is certain that it will be used in haram, when it is probable, when it is possible, when it is rare, and things like that. And we will talk about, issues like tasabbub wal mubashara. I'll talk about, assistance versus the actual mubashara, direct involvement in the sin. We'll talk about the bi'a, or the environment, or the dar, the abode, the corporate environment, the capacity to make changes in that environment, or lack thereof. So this will be part of the discussion, particularly that many times Muslims who work in that field may not be in a position where they can make changes, substantial changes. So there are many discussions that are pertinent here for Muslims who live in Muslim majority countries, but they work in basically international corporations, Muslims who live as a minority in non-Muslim majority countries, and so on and so forth. And we'll see if there if these things have any bearing on the rulings. We will talk also about the concept of al-haja and the need, fard al-kifaya, communal obligation, and whether being involved in AI building and deployment is can ever be called fard, or like an obligation, particularly fard kifaya or communal obligation, and the effect of public interest and public need for involvement, for basically developing that technology as Muslims, and being competent in that technology on the rulings of employment in cutting edge companies, where these skills can be developed and harnessed and developed. So, and then we'll talk about, we'll try to have a standard. We'll try to come up with a standard for when whether involvement in the building or involvement in deployment, use. Also, we'll talk about usage, but we'll talk about, the ruling of involvement and when it is obligatory, when is it obligatory, mustahab, recommended, permissible, makruh, and haram, the five legal values. Because AI, we cannot talk about tools in the sense of haram or halal, in that sort of dichotomous classification. But we will have to say, that these are different uses. These are basically different capacities the tool may have, and these are possible uses for the tool. So AI that is optimized for dependency addiction, optimized for fraud, should have a different ruling from like a language model that is basically helpful in multitudes of issues, including dawah work, including teaching, including translation and things of that nature. So certainly this discussion will have to be nuanced, and we'll have to take into consideration the multitudes of uses of this particular tool. So we'll try, inshallah, to address this during the conference, the standard for building dual use AI technologies.
Wallahi, Jazakallah khair. That sounds very exciting. We look forward, inshallah, to your lecture and contribution and paper as well. Assalamu alaikum, barakallah feek.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Okay.